Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's holiday time, so you probably don't want to see me at all. But as you probably know, you definitely know it by now, we won't see each other this week at all. So we won't come back on Thursday to school. So I'm afraid I don't want to waste time. So I wanted to share a video with you. First of all, to correct homework whenever you want in the next few days, and then go on and see what happens in the next few days, alright? So first of all, what I want to do today is correct homework, which was, first of all, for the 20th of February, which is the date on which, when I didn't come to school because I had the flu. On the 20th and the 21st I didn't come because I was down with flu heavily, and so I gave you homework. For the 20th, which was Thursday, you had pages 159 and 160, and then I gave you as homework for the carnival holidays 161, 162, 163 and revision on Speak Your Mind too. So this is what I'm going to correct now, and then we're going to deal with grammar files a bit. So starting from page 161, 159, I was saying 159. Starting from page 159 onward, and there are several pages we need to correct. Exercise number 2, page 159. You shouldn't go in July and August. It's winter in Australia. Ben often loses things. He should keep his money and passport safe at all times. Melanie, you should be careful when you sunbathe. The sun is very strong. Number 4, you shouldn't swim in the sea if there are red flags on the beach. That means danger. Number 5, you should stay in youth hostels. They are good places to meet other backpackers. Number 6, Ben, we haven't got much money. We should we shouldn't travel by bus around Australia. It's cheaper than flying. No, we should travel by bus because it is cheaper, since we haven't got much money. Alright, so this was exercise number 2 on page 159. Going on, exercise number 3 on page 159. Completa ogni spazio con le parole e frasi date. To have a cheap holiday, you should stay at campsite. Oh, exercise number 2. Now I remember why. I was a bit uncertain, but we did, probably in one of my classes, we did correct exercise number 2, but we didn't correct exercise number 3. So let's move on. To have a cheap holiday, you should stay at campsites. You shouldn't, there's a T missing, you shouldn't buy a lot of souvenirs. You should stay in your own country to have a cheap holiday. When you are driving a car, you should pay attention. You should stop and rest for a rest when you need it, definitely. You shouldn't talk on your mobile. Sorry for that. When you are on a plane, you shouldn't smoke. You should stay in your seat during takeoff and landing. You should follow the flight attendant's instructions. Exercise number 4. Scrivi la seconda parte della frase usando i suggerimenti ma e must o mustn't. Today is a school day. I must get up early. Today is my mom's birthday. I mustn't forget to phone her. The bus leaves in 3 minutes. We must run. We're in the library. We mustn't talk. This is a secret you mustn't tell other people. The deadline is tomorrow. You must finish it now. No, you mustn't. If the deadline is tomorrow, you mustn't finish it now. You can also finish it later. By tomorrow. Cosa significano i segnali? Scrivi delle frasi, exercise number 5, usando must, mustn't, should, shouldn't, oppure can't o can't. Can, scusate, o can't. You mustn't ride your bicycle, number 1. Number 2, visitors mustn't use mobile phones. Visitors. Number 3, mustn't feed the animals. Number 4, children under 5 should be with accompanying adults. Visitors mustn't eat or drink in the museum. Visitors should use recycle bins. Visitors, oh my goodness, what is number 7? Mustn't, no, visitors must leave their umbrellas at the door, probably, yes. I'm not sure about the fact that there is also can and can't. Well, I don't like this exercise very much, but in any case, I always used must or maybe should for the children, number 4 and number 6, because it's not a sort of prohibition. In all the cases that I used mustn't, you can also use can't. You can't use mobile phones in here. You mustn't use mobile phones in here. This is the same, okay? So page 160 then, cambia le affermazioni in frasi con must o mustn't, exercise number 6 on page 160. Don't run in the corridor. You mustn't run in the corridor. Put your seatbelt on in the car. You must put your seatbelt on in the car. Don't throw your rubbish on the floor. You mustn't throw your rubbish on the floor. Pay at the bar before ordering your food. You must pay at the bar before ordering your food. Don't put your feet on the seats. You mustn't put your feet on the seats. Put your tie on for school. You must put your tie on for school. Turn all the lights off when you leave the room. You must turn all the lights off when you leave the room. Don't leave bags on the floor. You mustn't leave bags on the floor. Exercise number 7. We must, number 1, which is the example, we mustn't forget it's Dad's 50th birthday next month. Number 2. You should buy a season ticket because a daily ticket is more expensive. È un consiglio, no? A suggestion, a piece of advice. The law states that all adults must pay tax. No, questo must. You should speak to the manager if you want to make a complaint. Remember that complaint is lamentela, so you should. It's personal piece of advice to you. You should do that. At university, we mustn't use dictionaries in exam. It's not allowed. It's not allowed, ladies and gentlemen. It's very useful to know. Means non è permesso. It is not allowed. And a synonym for that, it is forbidden. Forbidden è come dire it is not allowed and it means non si può. So at university we mustn't. It's my girlfriend's birthday next week. I really must remember to buy her a present. Number 7, I can't have friends to stay the weekend. My parents don't like it, so I can't. You mustn't drive a car at night without lights. We can't forget about next week's test. The teacher reminds us in every lesson. Can't. What do you think? Should I wear my blue shoes or the black ones? Remember that should is also used in questions to ask for advice. So, what should I do? Exercise number 8. Scelta la corretta o commentare sbagliato. Ok. Great, the company applied to want me to go for an interview. Well done. When is it? Monday. She says I should ring her if I can't go. Of course, if you can't go, please let us know. What time can you be there? The interview is at 10, but I must arrive at 10:15 for a security check. I can use my driving license or passport as ID. One or the other. So I can use this or that. Is there anything else? You should read the letter carefully. Should you do any preparation? Yes, I must take my certificates. I don't know where they are. Well, you must find them. You really must keep them safe. Do they want to keep them? Oh, I'm sorry, no, you really should. You really should keep them safe. So now you must find them. In general, you should keep personal advice certificates safe at all times. Important documents. Quindi, do they want to keep them? No, it's okay. So, is that all? No, there is a task. Compito. You shouldn't leave it until the last minute. You should start it now and do a little bit every day. And I think you should check that your suit is clean. Yeah, good idea. So, mom in the last part gives advice. Page 161. Exercise number 9. Scrivi le espressioni AD nei fumetti. Nelle illustrazioni c'è un'espressione in più. Allora, please help yourselves is number 2. And help yourselves is a sort of fixed expression, which means servitevi, prego, prendete. See you later, enjoy yourselves. Number 3, I believe. Be good and behave yourselves. Number 1, I think. Maybe. Sì. Come in, make yourselves at home. Non c'era, era quella extra. Cerca il pronomine riflessivo corretto. He talks about himself a lot. Siamo all'esercizio 10, exercise number 10, on page 161. I'm going through bit by bit through the pages to correct. I hurt myself at my judo class. The politician lied about herself. Sarà una donna. Herself. The scouts carried their tents themselves. Molly, please sit down and help yourself to a sandwich. Fatti un sandwich. Sentiti libera di. Quello vuol dire help yourself. Fallo. They enjoyed themselves at the football match. Tom and I cooked ourselves a huge meal. If the temperature drops, the heating will turn itself on. Ora indica le frasi in cui il pronome riflessivo significa senza aiuto da sé. Vi ricordate quando si mette anche volendo by prima, che dice tutto da solo, tutti da soli, cioè come dire bravi, tutto da solo. In questo caso direi number 4. And that's it. Le frasi. No. Number 4, and that's it. Exercise number 12. Complete the sentences with the reflexive pronoun. My dad taught himself to play the piano. Ha imparato da solo. My grandmother cut herself when she was making lunch. I can't forgive myself for the terrible things I said. The twins always buy themselves an enormous cake on their birthday. Come to my party, Leo. You'll enjoy yourself. When Jake looked at the photograph, he could see himself in his grandfather's face. When we believe in ourselves, we always win. We have a noisy pet parrot which talks to itself all the time. Why don't you and Adam cook yourselves a nice meal this evening? Jess is unhappy because she doesn't like herself very much. Whereas exercise 13, complete the text with reflexive pronoun, personal pronoun or each other, so reciprocal pronouns. My dad is a fan of Joan Armatrading, a British singer-songwriter. I don't like it very much myself, cioè personalmente a me non piace, but my dad says she's fantastic. She writes most of her songs herself, and she always accompanies them on the guitar. She played for Nelson Mandela himself, vuol dire proprio per, cioè lo stesso Nelson Mandela, che è un personaggio molto famoso, at his 70th birthday party at Wembley Stadium, London. there are lots of other John Armour Trading fans, and they send each other emails about our music and concerts. My dad is also a member of an internet fan club which sends us a newsletter every month, or sends him a newsletter every month. Every time he gets the newsletter, he finds something he wants to buy himself, like a new Joan t-shirt or a rare recording. I think he should spend the money on that. I think he should spend the money on them, riferito alla t-shirt or a recording, not himself. My dad's favorite John Armour Trading album is Me, Myself and I, and he plays it all the time. When my brother and I complain, he says, when you have your own homes, you can please yourselves, cioè fare quello che volete. This exercise is a bit difficult maybe, but don't worry, because in the test there's going to be sentences to complete with either the reflexive or the reciprocal pronoun, not a text, which is a bit more complicated. Page 162 was the skills pages, so the reading comprehension exercise 14. Please tell me if there are any problems with vocabulary. Write to me. I will post this video on Edmodo, so if you have any problems, first of all, answer this video and tell me that you've seen it. And then if you have problems, just like in the classroom, ask me if you have problems. We don't know how long we won't see each other. Hopefully we will see each other next week. I really hope so. But in the meantime, let's do something like this, which seems intelligent to me. One thing that people, also because I know that you are at home and you can't do anything. I mean, personally in Arona, they stopped everything. There's no carnival, there's no cinema, there's no Tradicino, which was in a while, but anyway, you can't do anything. You can't, you can also only see maybe your friends, I don't know. But I know that you are probably in your homes and you don't know what to do. And besides playing video games on your telephone, you could also study a bit of English more in the next few days. I'm doing this for you, in other words, because I love you so much. I'm kidding. One thing that people coming to Fredonia summer camp need is a passport. Exercise 14, page 162. Number 2. People from the EU do not need visas. You can book a hotel rooms at an office at the online campus. To get the bus from the college, you must have exactly 25 pence. Only Fredonia staff can travel in taxis. On Fridays, women have to wear a hat, but only in the afternoon. You can't eat fast food. You can have a picnic in the picnic room. Exercise number 15 and 16. True or false? Number 1. Sam is traveling to school alone. True. Remember that you have the listening tracks on Edmodo. And you have the listening tracks. You've had them from the beginning of the year. So Danny thinks Sam should introduce himself to students on the bus. This is true. Presentarsi, introduce himself. Sam must pay for the school bus. True. Sam doesn't need to take pens and books to school. False. Sam knows what time his lessons are. False. Danny thinks Sam should arrive early. True. Danny thinks Sam should take a present for his classmates. True. Danny thinks Sam should ignore school rules. False. Exercise number 17. Dear Sam, we're delighted to welcome you to Kingswood School. We can confirm that your start date is Monday the 4th of September and you should report to the reception at 8:30. Please remember to bring some form of ID. ID, identification document. The school secretary will show you around the school and answer any questions you have. Before you start, I'm enclosing for your information the school rules. Students should wear sensible clothes and shoes all the time. Remember that sensible doesn't mean sensibile, but it means sensato. Students should bring their own pens and books. Students must not bring food or drink into the school. Students must leave the school building during school hours. No, scusate, can't leave the school building during school hours. The school does provide a school bus to bring students safely to school. The bus is not free and students must pay the bus driver the correct fare of 50 pence. Fare means tariffa. Page 163 then, summing up, cerca la risposta corretta nei 3 mini dialoghi. I don't think your brother is very diplomatic. You're right, of course. He should think before he speaks. I think a woman should stay at home and learn to be a good wife so she can entertain her husband's colleagues. Usare il verbo I think è una sorta di parola chiave per esserci poi should e non must, perché se è un obbligo di solito usi I think in pratica quando esprimi un consiglio. That's so sexist. You can't say things like that these days. I don't want to spend all my time at home. You shouldn't get so upset. You shouldn't always take things so personally. Calm down. What's going on at school? Well, Paul tried to cheat in his maths exam. Did he? That was stupid. You must never cheat in exams. You can get yourself into serious trouble, which is true. Exactly. In maths as well, Mr. Andrews is the worst teacher in the school. He shouldn't risk it. That's true, but this time Mr. Andrews didn't catch him and he got better marks than all the other students. And the other students prepared themselves properly for the test. It's not fair. Non è giusto. What's your new school like? Well, it's okay. It's big and there are some interesting subjects. In fact, I'm enjoying myself. Sounds great. Maybe I should change school too. Oh well, it's a girls' school only, Harry, so I'm sorry, but you can't come. That's not fair. You should complain. Very funny. You should see our head teacher before you say things like that. She's really frightening. Complete definizioni. Allora, tracksuit, set of clothes designed for doing sports, made up of a top and pants. Piece of jewelry that you wear around your neck, necklace. A type of material often used for jeans, I think denim. Sports shoes that people often wear casually, trainers. Jewelry which you wear on your wrist, this is a bracelet. Pay attention to spelling, of course, because bracelet is spelled B-R-A-C-E-L-E-T. Okay. Exercise 21. I'll tell you A, B, or C. Number 1, B, which was the example. Number 2, C. Number 3, B. 4, B. 5, B. 6, A. 7, B. 8, C. 9, C. 10, A. 11, C. 12, C. Traduzione exercise 22. Ti puoi vedere in questo specchio. You can see yourself in this mirror. Gli studenti non dovrebbero arrivare in ritardo. Students shouldn't arrive late or shouldn't be late in general. Non dobbiamo lasciare le borse qui. We mustn't leave our bags here. Non possiamo lasciare le borse qui. Sarebbe stato come significato più o meno lo stesso. We can't leave, insomma, sostanza è sempre quella, no? Che cosa dovrei fare per ottenere risultati migliori? It is a question and I'm asking for advice. So, what should I do to get higher results or better results? Better results. Studenti sono davvero divertiti al campo estivo. The students really enjoyed themselves at the summer camp. Mi piace studiare da solo. I like studying on my own. Ah no, scusate, on my own. By myself. Ok, col pronome by myself. Exercise 23, so the dictation. Remember that you have also the scripts of all the dictations of the grey pages of Speak Your Mind 1 and 2 on Edmodo. So look for them. They are there, I'm sure, and correct the dictation. So this is the end of the homework correction. What I wanted to do also today together is, because I gave you on a small note, the pages to have a look at on grammar files related to ought to, can't or must, and also have to. But what we did together in class in the last few lessons that we had together is definitely having a look together at ought to. So we Studied, ought to, together. Twice, probably. So revise that on page 297. On page 297, yes, you have the explanation for ought to, but it is quite simple. I don't know which exercises to recommend you, because for example on page 297 of grammar files, exercise number 6 is a nice exercise, just to say take an umbrella, as it may rain, you'd better take an umbrella, ma non abbiamo fatto you'd better. Mentre you should, numero 2, take a nap, è come dire you ought to take a nap. Numero 3, you should go to the dentist, you ought to go to the dentist. L'importante è questo, molto facile in realtà. Mentre can't o must, we studied can't or must together because they express positive or negative deduction. Can't expresses negative deduction, whereas must expresses positive deduction. So we studied must, first of all, to express obligation. You must do that. But it is also used in English to express positive deduction. They must be at home. The lights are on. They must be at home. I know that. Mentre they can't be at home, quindi must sono sicuro che sì, can't sono sicuro che no. What I wanted to tell you, I already told you the pages which were on the note I gave someone on Wednesday, last day we saw each other when I was very ill. I gave you the note and I wrote down pages 144, 145, yes, and 150 of your grammar files. I want to be more precise now. I can tell you that on page 145 of your grammar files, if you do exercise number 8, it is excellent. And on page 150, if you do exercises number 6 and 7, they are perfect for what we're talking about. So have a look at them, correct them because you have the corrections on it model, as you know, and tell me if there are any problems. Whereas have to, which is on page 299 and 300, we didn't talk about it. I wanted to talk about it on Thursday or Friday together, but I couldn't stand up, so I didn't come to school at all. So let's have a look at it together, because have to is a synonym for must. Siamo a pagina quindi 298 dove c'è have to e va avanti nelle pagine successive. Leggo quello che c'è scritto qua. Importantissimo, usate Grammar Files perché è fantastico come libro. Le cose che vi dico io. A parte la forma di have to che va studiata a memoria, I have to, you have to, I have to go, you have to go, he, she, it has to go, we have to go, you have to go, they have to go. Do I have to go? Do you have to go? Does she have to go? Attenzione perché risposta yes, she does. Oppure no, I don't, per dire. Oppure I don't have to. She doesn't have to. Questa è la forma, non ce ne possono essere altre, studiarla. L'uso, perché anche must esprime un dovere. Allora, quando usiamo must e quando have to per esprimere un dovere, la verità è che in tanti casi uno o l'altro vanno bene, però in alcuni casi no, e quindi va chiarito. Il libro a pagina 298 appunto vi dice sia must che have to esprimono dovere, ma ricorda che must si usa solo al presente. It is fundamental to know that must can only be used at the present tense, whereas have to can be conjugated in the other tenses. I will have to, I had to, will have to futuro, I had to passato, negativo didn't have to, I will not have to, ma solo must al presente. Inoltre vi dico anche, non so dove c'è scritto qua, che must non si usa neanche alla domanda, cioè forma interrogativa in realtà si sente se guardate per dire la serie The Crown in televisione, molto un po' old fashioned, un po' antiquato se vogliamo, però si usa in realtà in alcune circostanze. Voi non usatelo, ok? Imparate che must è la domanda, non lo usate, e se fare la domanda per chiedere se devo, chiedo do I have to do this, non must I, anche se apro e chiudo parentesi esiste, ma lasciamolo perdere. Arcaico. Nella forma affermativa del presente, del present simple, must e have to esprime un significato molto simile, possono essere usati abbastanza indifferentemente, cioè posto che must, quindi non lo puoi usare al futuro, non lo puoi usare al passato, al presente se usi must o se usi have to sono molto simili come significato, vuol dire devo. In genere però, se vogliamo un pochino scorporare i due anche al presente, quello che adesso vediamo quello che c'è scritto qua, di solito io suggerisco di imparare questo: must si usa per l'obbligo interno, have to si usa per l'obbligo esterno, ok? Vediamo, cioè un obbligo interno vuol dire che è un obbligo che sento io, I must call Marta, io penso che sia importante che la chiami e la voglia chiamare, mentre I have to do my homework, cioè come dire devo farli, è un mio dovere, ma non è che penso io che sia importante. Spero invece che voi possiate dire I must do my homework, come dire, è fondamentale, no? Per la mia vita. In genere tuttavia si usa, questo è quello che dice il libro, must quando l'obbligo è dovuto a circostanze personali, quello che io dico obbligo interno, mentre have to obbligo a necessità dovuta a circostanze esterne. I must go to bed earlier, nessuno mi obbliga ma lo sento come un dovere personale, questo è. Mentre I have to arrive at work at 9 sharp, cioè il lavoro che inizia alle 9 deve essere lavoro alle 9, appunto, non è che lo sento io importante. Abbastanza chiara come distinzione, no? La cosa invece fondamentale è distinguere le forme negative, ladies and gentlemen, perché qua c'è un box gigante sul vostro libro. Mustn't ha la forma negativa, come abbiamo visto tutti gli esercizi to speak your mind, vuol dire divieto. So, in the positive form, must, apart from the positive deduction, can mean positive form, I must go home, obligation. Negative, it is the opposite, it is a prohibition, no? Quindi must, devo, must, non devo, non devi, quel che l'è. Divieto, prohibition. Mentre don't have to, terza persona, doesn't have to, non è prohibition, ma è mancanza di necessità. È come quando io ti dico ma non devi venire con me al supermercato, lascia stare, ce la faccio da sola, tranquillo, vai avanti a fare quello che stai facendo, ci vediamo dopo, per dire, no? Non è obbligatorio. Infatti dice mustn't divieto, mentre don't have to o doesn't have to mancanza di obbligo o di necessità, non è necessario, ok? Quindi fermiamoci qua per adesso. Quello che potete fare qui sono esercizi tipo page 299, exercise number 2, exercise number 3, page 300, exercise number 5 and 6. Lasciate perdere 301 perché sono un po' difficilini, però insomma cominciate a fare questi e vediamo. Another thing that I wanted to do today is because I don't remember if I told you the pages on grammar files where on which to have a look at the exercises for the revision. I usually tell you the exercises and the pages on grammar files where you can revise autonomously at home. Quindi unità 1, quindi verbi modali eccetera, e anche pronomi riflessivi e reciproci. Abbiamo, vi dico le pagine, quindi from page 142 to page 145, da 142 a 145. From page 146 to page 147. Si vede che sono argomenti diversi, che li ho segnati così. From page 148 to page 150. In altre parole siamo arrivati da 142 a 150. From page 296 to page 303, da 296 a 303. from page 328 to page 329, 328, 329, and the reflexive pronouns or reciprocal pronouns are on page 100 to 103, da 100 a 103. Mi spingo oltre, vi dico anche già gli esercizi relativi alla verifica. Prendiamolo con le pinze, adesso vediamo appunto cosa succede questa settimana, sicuramente ci vediamo lunedì prossimo. Comunque in un esercizio c'è la solita traduzione del lessico in unità 1, in un altro esercizio ci sono frasi e la consegna è complete the sentences with should or shouldn't and one of the verbs given. Frasi, box, verbi, completa, prendi un verbo, metti should or shouldn't. Un altro esercizio ti chiede complete the sentences with must or mustn't, senza coniugare verbo, devi solo infilare must o mustn't. Quindi a seconda del contesto proprio solo la differenza tra positivo e negativo, positivo obbligo, negativo proibizione, no? Mentre un esercizio è complete with the correct reflexive or reciprocal pronoun, frasette o riflessivo o reciproco, pronome. Poi un esercizio è write sentences to express deduction using must or can't, cioè a seconda del contesto esprime una deduzione affermativa o negativa, affermativa con must, negativa con can't. In pratica in questo esercizio tu hai una frase e poi la devi trasformare, tipo I don't believe you are telling me this again. Come dire, non ci posso credere, mi stai dicendo questa roba ancora. È come dire you can't be telling me this again. Vi ricordate? Oppure I'm sure you are hungry. You must be hungry. Tu hai la frase di partenza intera e l'altra frase invece, la seconda che vi ho detto, dove ne hai solo un pezzettino da completare l'inizio. Poi un esercizio devi esprimere un consiglio usando should o ought to. Devi solo proprio mettere should o ought to all'interno della frase, quindi è molto semplice, perché se c'è to deve essere tu, non so se mi spiego, cioè molto semplice. Mentre in un altro esercizio devi inserire la forma corretta di must o have to, considerando quello che abbiamo detto. Può essere che sia solo negativa, quindi o solo mustn't o doesn't have to. Siccome abbiamo detto che spesso e volentieri la forma affermativa significano più o meno la stessa cosa, possiamo anche probabilmente ve li chiederò solo la forma negativa, che invece vogliono dire proprio due cose completamente diverse. Un ultimo esercizio invece c'è uno: riscrivi le frasi di modo che significhino lo stesso, tipo supermarkets can't sell cigarettes to children, it's illegal. I supermercati non possono vendere le sigarette ai bambini, è illegale. È come dire, e nella frase era supermarkets can't sell cigarettes. Scusate, non vi ho detto tutta la consegna. La consegna è riscrivi le frasi utilizzando must, mustn't o should, shouldn't. È chiaro se ti ho appena detto supermarkets can't because it is illegal, è come dire supermarkets mustn't, not shouldn't, giusto? Devi scegliere se è un consiglio oppure un obbligo. In questo caso è l'obbligo di no, giusto? Ecco, e lo stesso con tante altre frasi. Bene, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted the homework I wanted to give you this week when we came back to school. We are not coming back to school this week, but I wanted to give you as homework just revision, because next week we should have the test of Unit 1. Alright, so just correct the homework I gave you. The video was mostly about homework correction. Revise, because I gave you lots of things and to revise. And I'll keep in touch in the next few days. Let's see how it works out. Let's hope for the best and that we can see each other on Monday. If it's not the case, I will definitely post another video for you, because we can't leave behind what we're doing, especially as you know, you are at home and you're not doing anything, you are probably just playing. So please spare 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours and revise English in the next few days, because today it is technically a holiday, so I'm sorry to disturb you, but the next few days please do this, and I'll keep you updated with another video very soon. If there are any problems, please write, and also remember that I need to have oral tests very soon, so revise. What can you do? Also watch again the videos that you know very well of the speaking activity. Last time, I don't know if any of you was not in the classroom because some people were absent because of the flu. But anyway, we did a sort of mock test of speaking, una specie di interrogazione di esercitazione di speaking, che è tipo i video. Quindi se non c'eravate e non avete visto l'esercitazione in classe, guardatevi comunque i video, riguardatevi perché sono fondamentali. È un'interrogazione in cui è veramente molto facile, preparandosi prendere voti molto alti, e spero che lo farete. Bye bye ladies and gentlemen, have a nice day and see you very very soon. Please comment on this video so that I know that you're doing this, and spread the word. I know that you all have Edmodo because you have to have Edmodo. If you have problems with Edmodo, write to me, or also try and share this video through WhatsApp or whatever, through email, I don't know, but write and tell me, okay teacher, everything is okay, homework went good, or no, I have a problem, I didn't understand this page, exercise, and so on. Okay, so let's try and keep in contact, keep in touch as much as we can in these days. Have a nice day ladies and gentlemen, the sun is shining and I hope you can enjoy a bit of a walk, maybe with your dog. I will, definitely. Have a nice day, bye bye.